welcome to this video where I'm going to share with you guys some tips for choosing an equine dentist, because I just went through a bit of a nightmare with my horses, and I'm going to show you some of the footage of what was found on their teeth and some of the things to look for. And just when you're setting up for teeth, one little tip off the bat, the vet likes to have a spot where it's going to be flat. So this is our stall that has, it's flat right in the aisle so they can sit there, and then there's an eye hook that we installed up top so that way they can put the rope through there, so that way they can hold the horse's head up when they're doing the exam. So let's take a look at some footage of my ponies getting their teeth done, and I will share some things to look for so you can hopefully not go through what I went through.
All right, so we're taking a look at my horses getting their teeth done, and we are using power tools, and power tools can have a bit of a bad rap, understandably so, because I'm going to show you some pictures in a second of a whole bunch of fractured teeth. But when power tools are used effectively, they're very precise and they actually can work really, really well. But where you have to be careful is when you're using power tools. I did my own independent research. If you do a tooth for too long, you can overheat it, which will cause it to die, and then it can fracture, or the pulp will die in it, not necessarily the whole tooth. And so these, what we're looking at here, are a whole bunch of fractured teeth. You can see pieces missing from all of them. The other thing with power tools is if you're using the same tool for the front of the mouth as the back of the mouth, then you're not getting the right angles. And if you have the wrong angles, that's going to create pressure points and cause them to fracture. So these x-rays, you want to see those nice U points on the roots. And here you see a black hole on one of the teeth, and that is a dead tooth. So Khaleesi and Mystique both had 6+ fractures, and Dreamer had 3 fractures, I believe it was. And Khaleesi in particular had 2 dead teeth that are going to need to be removed. You can see a whole bunch of chunks missing from the teeth here. Those are the fractures. And when I looked it up, it says that the incidence of natural occurrence for a cheek tooth fracture is less than 1%. So the fact that I've got 2 horses that have 6+ fractures, as well as another horse with 3 fractures, as well, we had 8 other horses done at the farm now, and none of them have had fractures, except for one that had 1 fracture in the back that had never had her teeth done before ever. And now that she's 7, she probably, it was a boarder's horse, she probably from the pressure points. So here's a look at using the camera inside the mouth, and the reason why you want to use a camera. So never again ask your vet, hey, should I get my horse's teeth done? And if they don't use the camera, they can't see, because take a look in the back here. That's an ulcer, that red mark. That's an ulcer from the teeth edges. You can see how sharp the points are from getting in there. But those are so far back that you're not going to be able to feel that. You can't see that. And so one of my biggest first tips, what I learned, is that if your person doing your horse's teeth is not using a camera, then run. Run, shut the door, say thank you very much, but no thank you, and run. Because if you don't have a camera, you really can't see. And so that was one of the perks to we had Matt Alossery come out. He's a vet, but he's got a lot of experience in teeth, a lot of special training, and many, many years of experience. And that was one of the first things he showed me, is that he let me get down on my knees and try to look at my horse's mouth, and you literally cannot see unless you have a camera. And so he looks at the horse's teeth before, and then there he was doing a little check afterwards, and it was looking much better by the ulcer point. You can see he smoothed down the edges of the enamel, and then he also makes sure that he doesn't go past the brown pulp, because you see those little brown pieces in the horse's teeth. That's normal, and if you go past that, you can kill the tooth or make it sensitive from going too far down. So it's really important to be able to see what you're doing, because the horse's teeth are so sensitive. So here's a little look at the horse's teeth getting done. So he's cleaning it with a swab, and then he's going to do a rinse in a second with a bottle. And if you've got somebody doing your horse's teeth, you want to make sure that they have many different tools. And that was probably the biggest thing. We can't say for sure what caused all the fractures in my horse's teeth that were done previously, but what we do know is that the 3 horses that were done by the previous vet And this is not a vet bashing session, so I'm not going to say who they are or anything like that. But the person who did them, all 3 of those horses have multiple fractures, and none of my other horses have fractures. They just had sharp points, and they were definitely getting cuts on their cheeks, so they needed being done. But you need to have different tools for the front and the back. So you want to see small tools for the back to make sure they can get into those tight spots. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope you find a vet that can do teeth well in your area, and I wish you the best of luck. Definitely remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I would love for you to comment with your experience with equine dentists or vets doing your horse's teeth. And if you haven't had your horse's teeth done, I highly recommend that you get them done. A bunch of my horses needed a whole lot of work done. We had horses that needed baby teeth pulled to make room for their adult teeth. We had horses that were getting big ulcers in the side just from sharp points. So we definitely want to make sure that our horses are comfortable and that they're not dropping their grain too while they eat. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you later.